do it because, A, you couldn't fly to Vancouver, and B, he had just finished shooting a movie and was in post.
Right.
And, so we were trying to figure out who to get, and then it finally, struck us that we should try to get Margot as his sort of emissary, and we thought it would be a great scene because had you seen her since Superman?
No, I hadn't seen her since we did that one scene together in London.
Right.
In '81 or '2,
wow.
whatever it was. Yeah, she was great. We had such a good time that day.
Yeah, she did it. She did a really
because she
really
had all
good
that
job.
stuff to say, all that technical,
Yeah.
and there was more of it.
I know. She said it. She goes, I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
I know,
but
she was so wanting to do it exactly right.
Yeah.
And she did.
She's
great.
really terrific. And I think it was and obviously again it was sort of just serendipity that you have our generation's Lois Lane with Erica and the last generation's Lois Lane with Margot. So and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
So
I'm really sorry that I never got to do a scene with Chris.
I know.
I was really
that was always the plan.
To see him, yeah.
Absolutely. So, but
I mean, it almost worked out. It was just.
Yeah, it really did. It was,
Yeah.
And then we were trying to.
Well, this change was very, very late in the process.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
very
I
late.
remember it, yeah.
I said we were shooting episode 6.
Right.
That's
when we
right.
Shot
We
this,
went back.
We were
and
shooting Transference
Right.
when we shot this scene.
That's right. I remember that.
I remember just
Because
so many.
we were still hoping that he could do it.
Yeah, we were still hoping. We were sort of holding out hope that Chris could do it.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. So it got shot very late. I remember every time we got to the scene, it was just a black card.
No. Well, it worked out beautifully. I
Yeah.
don't think you could have gotten a better person, and for many reasons.
Yeah, no, it really did.
It just gave it so much more weight to
Yes.
have it be her.
Exactly.
And has anybody ever figured out what black kryptonite does? I keep saying, "Whoa, what? You can split him in two?
It splits them in
understand."
two. It splits them in two. That's its power.
That's it.
Split up.
That's all it does. It's the splitting kryptonite.
Are we going to have other colors next year?
Yeah, there are a lot of colors.
Yeah, there are actually
I
a lot of colors of
know.
kryptonite. Bizarrely, I don't think there is a black kryptonite. I think this is
What's the one that is it golden kryptonite? Gold that makes them die instantly?
Yeah, I think it's gold kryptonite or something.
We won't be having that next year.
No.
There's
Last scene, I
rainbow,
guess we can have it.
There's pink.
Yeah, it's bizarre. This is the scene that got moved up because
This was almost the end of the show.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Look at Glover.
I know.
Insane.
We hate
That's
him.
good shape.
I know.
Such amazing shape.
He really is. But yeah, this one got moved up also because at this point we sort of needed an explanation of what was going on in terms of the crystal story.
And also, ultimately, Chloe was sort of the framework in an odd sort of way. She's not in the episode at all, but she
Right.
was really the framework of the entire episode. It actually starts, the very first image is of Chloe.
Yes.
And the last conversation is about Chloe.
Right.
So
That was all post. That was storytelling actually orchestrated in post.
Yeah.
It was not how we originally intended it to
Yeah.
be, but actually worked out great.
It did. Yeah, I think actually Lois, after she went to the hospital, then she went to the torch and saw that Chloe scene. And then we realized that she, it would be more interesting if she went to the torch first, and the person that we saw get blown up at the end of season 3 is the first person you see, which is Chloe.
The audience wouldn't know who she was when she was looking at Chloe's. They weren't for sure know who
Right.
she was.
Yeah.
So, and it sort of got that story going. Again, there's, multiple story. Lex has the crystal story. Martha and Clark have their story. Lois has got her story. So there's a lot of balls in the air.
And we also were aware of what was coming in episode 2, so the last act here actually had to set up episode 2, so to have Lois late.
Well, that's the interesting thing that happens in season 2 as well. That the first 2 episodes sort of wrap up the finale.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do in season 5 is we won't do that. We're gonna,
We like to wrap it up in
One.
episode 1 and then sort of get on with it.
Yeah.
It's always a trick, though, because there are monstrously large things happening.
Yeah.
And to ignore large character beats and large character changes and pretend like next week is the next day and no one seems to be aware that all of a sudden this entire room is now pink and it used to be whatever it is now, it's very difficult. It would have been very hard to just start an episode directly after this.
Yeah. No, and you have and the Chloe thing took a whole episode.
Yeah.
You had
no,
to
it
sort
did. It's a good episode as well.
Yeah. You had to sort of explain.
I love these two actors together. They are so wonderful because you can just see how much fun they have doing it. And they're both so good, and they really do seem like father and son. I love the fact
yes.
that
they
physically
do.
they look like they could be father and son, and the fact that Lex has no hair and Lionel's got this mane which has been clipped and he's in a cage, and it's like, oh man.